The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Oh, yes, my name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect.
No, he means what did you do before you were arrested?
Oh, I was a university student.
Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected in the death of your fellow student Doug Swap?
But I didn't do it. I'm not innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you I was...
With the defendant, please refrain from passing on his call to the rest of us.
It seems the witness has something he wants to say.
Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation with the victim.
Right away, Your Honor. I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe.
I see. So you hardly knew the victim?
Right. Like I said, I'm not a killer.
Oh, it looks like the judge understands.
You're being naive, you know, too naive.
Huh?
It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady.
And that would be...
This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination.
Cross-examination?
He's right, and it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if the witness testimony contains any contradictions.
Contradictions?
If the witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record.
But Mr. Wright is my client.
Even if he is your client, in the court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see.
What does he mean by that? Is he saying the testimony just now that there was a lie? A contradiction? Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you?
I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe.
Mr. Wright, you stated that following in the testimony, I hardly knew the guy to begin with.
That's right. I mean, why would I even...
But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Well, Mr. Wright?
No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear.
Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe?
Yes, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union jacket on the back of his shirt.
Are you certain that you saw the Union jacket?
Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on the back.
Miss Fay, is there some point of this line of questioning?
Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing written on the victim's back.
Hey, wait a minute. He's wearing a leather jacket. The Union jacket was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing.
I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath the jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me.
Please forgive me! Mia, you've made our client cry.
Let him! That peanut just didn't stand for Phoenix anyways. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong.
That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime.
Uh-oh, did I go too far?
By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it?
Yeah, I took some, but...
Was the medicine that you took over the counter brand called Colclorex?
Yeah, that's right. It kills cold good. Hey, wait a second. How'd you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X?
Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now?
Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere.
He lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case?
Mr. Wright, should I tell you where that cold medicine is right now?
Huh?
Your Honor, I'd like you to take another look at the crime scene.
What's this? In the victim's hand. It's Cold Killer X.
Yes, but even I have a bottle of Cool Clear X in my apartment.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of cold Carolax belonged to, especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints were all over it.
What?
Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up a bottle of medicine, dropped it by Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so could have only been to identify the killer as Phoenix Wright.
Order! Order in the court!
Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence.
Very well. The court will accept them into the record.
Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken.
Broken?
Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all this?
Ugh. This is really bad. Oh, my buttocks. My poor hemorrhoids.
The truth is, I came because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so he agreed to meet at 2:45 behind the building. We talked for a bit, and then around 3 o'clock we split up. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I'd been taking Cold Carolax for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime the day of the accident.
Mr. Wright, that's completely different than the testimony you gave previously.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth.
You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible.
Miss Fay, please begin your cross-examination.